Hey guys, before we get into today's podcast, there's something that Mark and I wanted to touch base on real quick. The night of the recording of this episode, Friday, July 30th, um, is a few days away from something that happened. So the day that this goes live on Monday, August 3rd, will be the 1 year anniversary of one of the deadliest shootings in modern Texas history. Certainly one of the deadliest shootings against Latinos. The shooting occurred in our hometown of El Paso, Texas. The monster who committed this attack, who we refuse to name, drove nearly 700 miles from Allen, Texas to El Paso, Texas to target Mexicans. 23 people lost their lives, dozens were injured, and an entire city mourned. What came of this tragedy was something spectacular. The entire city of El Paso came together to show their support for the families of those lives lost, to mourn those who were lost, and to condemn the attacks. In the following days and weeks, we were not black, white, or brown. We were El Pasoans, El Chuco. We were a community standing in solidarity. I myself was able to visit the makeshift memorial near the site of the shooting the week after the attack, and what I saw was breathtaking. Hundreds of El Pasoans, heads held high, praying together, singing together, comforting one another. We heard incredibly powerful stories from the families of the victims. Jordan Anchondo was killed while shielding her 2-month-old baby. Dave Johnson died protecting his wife and granddaughter. Javier Amir Rodriguez, a promising young soccer player who by many accounts would go out of his way to help his teammates, was one of the victims killed. He was 15 years old. We heard the story of Margie Record, whose funeral was attended by nearly 700 people from all over the city and from other parts of the country. People as far away as Japan sent flowers and their condolences. I think Chris Cuomo of CNN said it best when he said, "El Paso is a special place. This hater picked the wrong city to make an example of because it makes all the right points of what makes America great." Jordan Achondo, Andre Achondo, Dave Johnson, Arturo Benavides, Leo Campos, Maribel Hernandez, Angie Inglesby, Javier Amir Rodriguez, Margie Record, Jorge Calvillo Garcia, Juan Velasquez, Sarah Esther Regalado, Adolfo Ceros Hernandez, Elsa Mendoza, Gloria Marquez, Maria Lagareta Roth, Ivan Filbeto Manzano, Maria Flores, Raul Flores, Alexander Gerhard Hoffman, Luis Alfonso Juarez, Teresa Sanchez, Guillermo Memo Garcia. We love you. Rest in power.
Rest in power.
Hey guys, welcome to episode 6 of We Digress, the podcast that's a hot mess. I am MikeMedran0, joined as always by Mr. CloudMark 27. How you doing today, bud?
I'm doing good today, Michael. How are you doing?
You know, work's work.
Work's work.
So obviously we just read that statement.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that to be completely honest with you, up until a few days ago, I didn't even realize it was the 1 year anniversary of that shooting.
Right.
Obviously, there's just been so much that's happened since in this last year, honestly.
Yeah, it's crazy at times since then.
You know, sorry for starting on such a
dour note,
but I think it's something that needs
that's
to be addressed.
Close to both of us.
Yeah.
You know, it happened at the Walmart. You know, my family actually goes to.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I remember I was actually working when it happened, and yeah, dude, it was like this immediate fear, I think, from everybody.
Yeah.
But then, like I said, it was incredibly powerful to see the way that the community came together. A lot of people characterize our city as a big city with a small town feel, and I think the shooting was sort of the best example of that, at least the aftermath of it. Um, Everyone here is no more than 6 degrees away from somebody else, and even though Mark and I didn't know anybody personally that perished in the attack.
Yeah.
One of my former coworkers from when I was working at Walmart, his mother was one of the victims of the shooting. Yeah, it was just awe-inspiring to see everybody that came together, not just in the city, but from all over the country. There was a man from the Midwest who he made, at the time, 22 crosses to commemorate each victim. We had a Mexican national who ran 22 miles from one of the ports of entry in Juarez to the Walmart where the shooting happened. And unfortunately, in April of this year, the 23rd victim passed away after fighting for 9 months. All around, a very tragic event, but I think the way that the city pulled through it and continues to pull through it is something to be inspired by, for sure.
Right.
So, I don't know if you have anything else that you want to add to that, Mark.
No, that was good, Michael. That was pretty good, dude.
So
I salute you, and that was a good statement.
So yeah, it's little difficult to pivot onto something else. So I guess we're just gonna jump right into it.
Yeah, let's just go right into it. And you want to start with what you got first here?
Yeah, so AOC spoke to Congress. This is something that we've talked about. This will be the third time.
We just done it last week a lot.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
So just a reminder, the U.S. Army's Twitch page was banning people for asking about war crimes, which is a violation of the Constitution, as they are a body of government. In America, you cannot infringe on somebody's free speech if you are the government. Not only that, but they were linking people to giveaways that actually linked to recruitment forms. So AOC's big concern with this was 13-year-olds going to this page, seeing that and not understanding and signing up for recruitment. So, having a 13-year-old who is nowhere near the legal age to enlist, being recruited. That was the big concern. So she talked to Congress about it. Was it yesterday or the day before?
I want to say the 30th, so yesterday. Right?
Yes, the 30th.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it looks like nothing came of that.
Right.
Her proposal was to not allow military funding to be used to promote and recruit on these platforms. So on Twitch, YouTube, and just in gaming in general. But nothing came of that. So it looks like the U.S. Army is going to be returning to Twitch at some point in the very near future. And we'll see what comes of that. It also appears that they're going to continue to ban people if they bring up war crimes. They're citing Twitch's guidelines for harassment. So
yeah, that's
we'll have to see what comes of it. The
just
internet's
because you block people from saying it doesn't mean that it didn't happen.
Yeah, so
throw that out there.
We'll see what comes of it. The other, I don't even call this a big story because I do think that it was getting blown a bit out of proportion, and that is that Joe Rogan called video games a waste of time.
Good old Rogan, man.
Yeah, dude, good old Rogan.
Good old Salmon Rogan.
In his podcast, he said, quote, "Video games are a real problem. They're a real problem. You know why? Because they're fucking fun. They're addictive. I have a real problem with them. You do them, and they're real exciting, but you don't get anywhere. You could be doing something exciting and fun, or you could just be playing fucking video games. 3 years later, you could just be that same kid just playing video games, waiting for the next fucking game, and you're gonna waste your time." Um, yeah, a lot of
Those are actual
people.
quotes, by the way.
Yeah, those are the actual quotes. A lot of people were upset by it, but
Mm,
I don't think they understand. And at least the way I took it was that he was coming at this from the perspective of a gamer, because he himself is a huge Quake fan, and he has been for years.
right.
So I think for him it was coming from a place of like, he realizes how somebody can be consumed by it. And I think even Dr. Lupo said it best: anything that's not in moderation is an issue, right?
Yeah,
Anything you
pretty much like
consume,
anything.
yeah, excessively is an issue. um I don't know, man. I think Ninja put out a video on Twitter where he talked about that there are so many different avenues that you can take within the gaming industry. It's not just
Yeah,
streaming, it's not just competing. You can become a developer, you can become a writer, you can become a host for various esports leagues and things like
right.
that.
Right. Basically,
um,
it's a big ass industry, and you can do a
yeah,
lot of things.
exactly. Not to mention, I mean, video games are a way that people can stay together, right? That people can keep communicating and interacting with each other the way
Right.
that Mark and I are able to, not just with each other, but with other people like our friends Diego, Joe, Zach, and whatnot.
The
Not
good
to
old Jack.
mention that we've met people through video games and through streaming,
Right. Right.
like Poet, shout out Poet,
Shout out poet.
like
Okay.
Vader, like Sissy, like Leo. I mean, so
Yeah.
you creating these relationships with people, So that's my take on it. I don't know how you feel about it.
Yeah. There's a lot of good people in the gaming sphere, right? Even just we're probably I'm probably most familiar with the streaming sphere, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
we do a lot of stream. I mean, we're streaming right now. Hey, shout out Twitch. And there's a lot of good people, a lot of good communities, and a lot of good that comes from it. But at the same time, over like being addicted to things is never really a good thing.
Yeah.
So going not having good moderation of literally anything is gonna be a problem in some way. So I can understand like that portion of it. Like um at the same time you do have to, if you do want to make something of yourself in streaming or competing or whatever, you do
Mm-hmm.
have to put in a lot of time to
Yeah.
get really good at something or to have good content, figure out what works for you, what your audience is. You have to put in a lot of time. So it's not like you can be like, oh, I'll take, I don't know, an hour and a half a day. That way I'm not
Yeah.
overdoing it.
Exactly.
It's like sometimes you just can't do that. Sometimes you got to go really hard and be like, does this work for me? Does it not work for me? And, so it's, yeah, I think his statement was taken pretty badly, honestly,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's as bad as it's made out to be. I still
Yeah.
don't. It's hard, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and then the other thing was that in that same discussion, he mentioned like martial arts, right?
Right,
Like you can put all this time into martial arts, and you see that your instructor is successful. He has his own dojo, and you think like, hey, well, I could do that too. And then he also brings up competition. Like you could be, I think he says purple belt, and you could be competing. But I think that is in the same vein as gaming, right? If you're
right.
willing to put in the time and effort into your craft, whether it's gaming or martial arts, and if you're good enough, you can compete in it.
Yeah, you
You
can
know
make
what
a
I mean?
living off of it.
So when he brings those things up, I see the parallels between the two, right? Um, the same way that like he says, well, you could have your own dojo. Well, you could coach, an esports team.
Yeah, and then there's
You
also the difference between physical
yeah,
things and like I can game for 12 hours no
yeah,
problem, but can I exercise for 12 hours? No, definitely not. I can't even exercise for like an hour, right?
yeah.
And that
Same.
there's just a difference in body limitations and mind limitations.
Yeah, and I think that's the other thing, right? Is like, you know, obviously we've seen in recent years like the avenue of fitness and gaming crossing over,
Hmm.
and because a lot of especially professionals, are realizing like it is not healthy for me to be sitting for 10, 12 hours a day. So then
Right.
they go out and they exercise as well. So it's, there's similar avenues there. Just like I would say in martial arts, you know, you can't always overdo it with the physical activity because then you're more prone to injury.
Mm.
Then again, I mean, this is coming from me who is, I'm a big boy, I'm a big boy. I get winded walking down to the mailbox, so, take this with a grain of salt, I guess. But I definitely think that gaming is more, I think it's more of a mental thing than general physical activity. But when it comes to something like martial arts, there is that mental aspect to it, especially if you're competing, right?
Right.
So that's just
Yeah,
that's our take on it.
yeah, he is pretty much talking about anything that's a hobby as opposed to a job, as Crimson says.
Yeah, I mean,
It's I think it's really hard to make your hobby a career.
yeah, I
It's
mean, can it be done? Yeah, for sure,
of
one hundred
course, yeah.
percent.
It takes a lot of work and a lot of luck,
Yeah, for
honestly.
sure, for sure.
So you got to be willing to put in one of those and hope that you get the other one.
And hope that you get the other one.
Oh baby, this sage advice coming at you. I tried.
We try. That's all we
We
really can do. I guess the next bit of news,
yeah,
that from Mark's favorite developer,
my favorite developer ever, as you guys know.
Konami, is apparently making PCs now.
Yeah,
They're making PCs.
they're making overpriced PCs. Yeah.
Yep. So
Yeah.
this article coming from The Verge. Konami, the Japanese company that's best known in the West for developing Metal Gear Solid, Silent Hill, and Castlevania franchises, has apparently gotten into the PC business. Japanese outlet PC Watch reports that the lineup of Airy Spear gaming PCs is open for pre-order starting at 184,800 yen, around $1,760, and they are reportedly due to ship in November. So the entry-level PC, which is 1760, will feature an i5 9400F CPU, an NVIDIA GTX 1650 graphics card, 8 gigs of RAM, and 512 gigs of storage. The next level up, which is 316, almost 317,000 yen, or $3,000, gets a water-cooled i7 9700, an NVIDIA RTX 2070 Super, 16 gigs of RAM, and an extra 1 terabyte of hard drive space. And then there's a $3,227 PC that comes with the exact same specs as the mid-tier, but it has RGB.
RGB, that means it's 2 times faster at
They're
least.
charging an extra $210 for RGB and a transparent side panel.
To be fair, RGB makes your computer run faster. We all know this is true.
That's
this
true.
is fact.
That is a fact.
There's that. But I want to bring up the entry level one. That's $1,800.
Yep.
So I paid a little less than $1,000 for my computer, and my computer is better than that computer by a bit. I got double the RAM. My graphics card is a step up from that, and my CPU is also a step up from that. And I have a terabyte of storage. And I paid $800 less. So there you go.
Well,
and I do have RGB.
Do you know what? Can confirm Mark does have RGB.
So, like, you're buying for the brand, but at the same time, this is their entry stuff. Like, this is their first products in this. So, can you even buy for the brand?
It's not really buying for the brand though, because they're called Airy Spears computers. So I'm assuming this is going to be like a subsidiary of Konami, right? Mm-hmm. I think it would have been different if it was like the Konami, C300, the Konami C700, but it's the Airy Spear C300, the Airy Spear C700.
What I mean? Yeah, and it's like the designs on the computer here. I'll link it in chat so y'all can see. Like, you would think if I don't know, if like Konami put their IPs on it, like Silent Hill, Metal Gear Solid, anything like that, just like slap it on there. That's free real estate. Yeah, imagine having a computer that's RGB and you have like Alucard on it or something, or Solid Snake and Pyramid Head or whatever. Like, I
Bro,
think that would be like, oh shit, Konami shit. I love these things.
Mark, Solid Snake, Pyramid Head. We all know what they're good for. Pachinko machines.
Damn it.
Motherfucking pachinko machines, dude.
That's yeah.
That's
But
what they're good for.
I don't know if you saw this today, Michael.
Hit me with it.
Konami tweeted out that they were just like sitting here remembering Silent Hill 2 Siren, and here, hold on, Konami. Let me pull up the tweet. Actually, Where is this? And that basically got a lot of people speculating. Here's the tweet.
Okay.
To tweet that there are apparent leaks and rumors that a new Silent Hill is going to be announced at the next State of Play for PlayStation, which is going to be happening August 6th.
Okay.
They're August 10th.
So next week?
Yes, and they're like, close your eyes, always scary, Silent Hill 2 Siren. And it's just a 50-second video of the Silent Hill 2 Siren. And then the very next tweet is, easy there, internet.
Yeah.
We're watching streams of Dead by Daylight that we would share and feel of being hunted. We won't take the tweet back down and backpedal. We just wanted you to enjoy that. Then after that, they were like, we are sorry, we got people fired up. Anything official would come first from Silent Hill or an event or something, not from us. So that goes back to the rumors that they sold the Silent Hill IP to Sony.
Okay.
So Sony Computer Tokyo or whatever, that studio is making a new Silent Hill. And this Silent Hill official, I don't know when it started, but it's very new and it's only got like 2,000 followers.
The account was
It joined in
created
July.
this month. At some point this month, yeah.
Yeah, that just brings back more questions than it does anything else. Because they do have Konami. I wonder if Konami is going to keep the IP rights, but sell the publishing rights. So it'd be like a Konami property published by, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Because the Silent Hill games, they've been on Xbox, right?
Silent Hill started on PlayStation, and then with the fifth one, it went cross-platform.
Okay. So maybe.
Yeah. So they've been primarily PlayStation, and only Downpour and Homecoming have been on Xbox consoles. Well, I guess in the HD remake, but nope, we don't talk about the HD.
What HD remake?
What HD remake? I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Okay, well, interesting.
These are just speculations from a very discontent Silent Hill fan.
Yeah, I think Blaze brings up a good point. Konami's gonna keep the rights. If they didn't, all their existing pachinko machines would be worthless.
Right. So that's why I think they're just gonna have another studio develop it and then release it with their name on it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. It honestly wouldn't be the first time that game developers have done that with IPs. So
yeah. Honestly, if it's a new Silent Hill and it's good, I'm gonna be all over that shit. You guys know how much I love that series. Besides 5 and 6, but well, Downpour's okay. Downpour's okay. Homecoming is not okay. That's my professional opinion. My professional horror game Silent Hill loving opinion.
Oh my goodness, dude.
Yeah, I mean, we know what Konami does with their dead IPs. We got the creators Suikoden doing a Kickstarter for their own game, their own spiritual successor, and that is at what 2.5 million now. It's absolute destroyed any goals that it set. So we know that there's want in the market for it. So we'll see what happens. Maybe Konami will see that and be like, "Shit, dude, let's go make some money. Easy money, free real estate."
Yeah, but I think it is gonna be like, oh, easy money, but easier money if we don't fucking do it, and we'll make somebody else do it.
Right.
So we'll see. We'll see what comes of that. It'll be interesting. I I don't want to rain on anybody's parade, but I feel like anytime there's a PlayStation event, the rumor mill starts flying. Like, oh, we're gonna get new Silent Hill. You know what I mean? Like, I
We did.
feel
There was that rumor of the new Resident Evil,
that's
and
true.
everything that they said, it came true.
That's
So
true. But has there been any leaks about what a new Silent Hill game would be?
there has been leaks.
Okay.
It was the same dude who leaked the Resident Evil 8 stuff. He said it was going to be announced with Resident Evil 8, which that didn't happen. But
Okay.
he keeps reiterating that he's 100% sure the Silent Hill leaks are going to happen this year.
Okay.
So,
Well, maybe. I mean, he was right about Resident Evil 8, dude.
yeah, all this stuff, all the wolf creature, the witches, that it's going to be set in your European village, you know, all that. It's going to have Ethan in it. Going to have refrigerator brick Chris Redfield.
Oh my god.
But speaking of dead IPs, you like that transition?
That was a really good transition, dude. That was really good.
Ubisoft are having their first project together, and they're going to make an animated adaptation of the Splintercell series.
Yep. Netflix has ordered 2 seasons of the show. Yeah, dude, Splinter Cell's back, baby.
Splintercell, baby.
Yeah, dude.
Splintercell's okay. It's if you guys played Days Gone, it's the same universe as Splinter Cell. Wait, right? Or is that Siphon Filter? I don't remember. It might be Siphon Filter.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Splinter Cell's back. It's got Sam Fisher in it. You guys love Sam Fisher.
Yes, dude. So, and I think the really interesting thing was that it's going to be overseen by the writer of John Wick, Derek Kolstad.
We love writer of John Wick. He's
John Wick, pretty good, you know?
Yeah, pretty good.
So let's see. The article, again, is coming from The Verge. I did link it in both chats. The Splinter Cell animated series follows a couple of big bets on gaming franchises, including Netflix's live adaptation of The Witcher, its animated adaptation of Castlevania, and although Netflix executives and creatives working on The Witcher have said it's based on a popular series of books by author. I'm gonna fucking butcher this, Mark, if you want to step in.
No, you got it, dude.
Andrzej Sapkowski.
Yes.
I apologize. Please don't hate me. The franchise rose to prominence in large part because of the games. Both shows seem to have performed well. Castlevania finished its 3rd season, and The Witcher has received a prequel spin-off series. The co-CEO of Netflix said, I think franchise is active, successful world building, and video games obviously have a world building aspect to them, but so do books, and so do graphic novels, and so do comic books, and so does original IP. And really, this is a matter of how well it's executed.
Right.
I like that last line because it's super generic, dude.
Oh boy, it's so good.
This is a matter of how well it's executed.
I mean, we've got some beloved franchises get the movie treatment, the Hollywood treatment, and those movies are dog poo. Like Resident Evil. Oh, excuse me.
See, I feel, and that's the thing is, I feel like Netflix, because of the original programming that they have, they're more likely to follow the original source material and not just pull like, well, that's a cool thing, that's a cool thing, you know?
Yeah, and leave creative control, to the people that are very pumped about it.
Yeah.
It just, like, I from all the series I've seen on Netflix, I trust Netflix because I like those series. I think they're good, they're well produced, they're well acted, they're good. So if it can be on the level that I'm expecting, that I hold Netflix to. Oh, that is another game that's also getting an adaptation. Dragon's Dogma. That's getting an animated adaptation. I think it's from the same studio as Castlevania. Is it? I don't know. It's either from the same studio or in the same vein as Castlevania. But we all love Castlevania. All my homies love Castlevania. But yeah, that's my view on it.
Yeah, I'm curious as to why it would be animated and not live action. And I'm wondering, I mean, I'm sure animation is cheaper.
Right.
But I'm also wondering if they're gonna, you know, any adaptations they do based on games, if those are going to be strictly animated, so that you can maybe get that same feel and that same style as the original, you know, as the franchises that they're based on.
So there is another rumor. You ready for this?
Hit me with
For
it.
a Netflix adaptation of Resident Evil, and that's going to be
Okay.
live action.
Really?
So, but Resident Evil has always had that coming from the first game. It's always been that very B movie,
Yeah.
you know, horror series. And even in the first game, it had a live action opening for the movie
Yeah.
or for the video game. So we'll see. It's still rumors and stuff, but yeah, budgeting for a live action, I would assume, is a lot more than animation.
Mm.
But I just think Splinter Cell leads more towards live action because
Yeah.
the games have always been hyper realistic, right? And it's like
Yes.
with Castlevania, that was animated, but it's always had that animated style, animated feel with it.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I'm also wondering if, like, maybe they were looking at things like Jack Ryan on Amazon,
Right.
and maybe they were looking at that and saying like, well, you know, maybe we could do that. You know, let's go animated. You know, whatnot. I don't know, man. I mean, because obviously when you're producing stuff like this, you need to look at what else is out there.
Right.
And I feel like the closest thing to this would be Jack Ryan. So maybe there was that thought of like, well, if we go live action, people would just say we're ripping off this other show.
Right.
So maybe we'll just go animated. It's cheaper. Maybe you'll be able to do more in terms of like the way the character moves that you wouldn't be able to do with a person.
Yeah, with live action.
Because like, let's be honest, bro. I enjoy me some Splinter Cell, but some of the shit that you can do in that is very like I'm not a Navy SEAL, but I don't know that you can actually do that. Yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. So we'll just see how it happens. I hope these are good because I want good video game adaptations. I don't want Silent Hill 3D video game adaptations because that movie was terrible. Awful, terrible movie. Even though it had Sean Bean and Jon Snow in it, I forget Kit Harington in it. And it's just like, how this movie was terrible.
Good old Jon Snow.
Good old Jon Snow. And I don't want movies like that or any of the Resident Evil live action movies. Those are all terrible. Like, I'm sorry, but Paul W.S. Anderson, those Resident Evil movies are terrible, and there's only so many because they made a lot of money.
Mark just shitting all over everybody.
They're terrible. I don't know what you want from me.
Jesus, dude.
They're memes, if anything. You know, you got the freaking, I forget his name, but there's a clip that if you guys know who Bach the Soup is, he always plays this. And it's a dude driving in a car, and he sees a zombie in front of him. He's like, GTA, motherfucker! And then just runs over the zombie. That's what Resident Evil was. That was...
Oh my god, dude.
That was it.
GTA. Dude, that's so fucking funny.
I don't want that.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I think Netflix generally does a good job of, adapting things.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Castlevania gives me hope.
Well, I mean, not even just looking at their video game IPs, but like Daredevil was a really great adaptation. So we shall see. Next up, and actually, Mark, I'm going off the list, dude. I'm going off book. I'm going rogue.
Michael's going AWOL.
Just something real quick. So this past weekend was Pokemon Go Fest 2020. Now, obviously, with the Rona. First of all, does anybody still play Pokemon Go? Because I literally I picked it back up like a month ago. Does anybody still play? No? Hold on. Hold on. That was our producer. He says that nobody is playing Pokemon Go anymore. Only, just kidding, because apparently Pokemon Go players caught nearly 1 billion Pokemon this past weekend for Go Fest.
Pokemon Go makes a ton of money.
It does, dude. Listen. I go through this thing with Pokemon Go. When it came out, I remember cruising in the car with Mark,
Yeah,
and with John and Zach and with Tyler. These are all Mark's
right.
family, by the way. And
Yeah,
we were fucking cruising around, walking around downtown, catching Pokemon, doing all
yeah.
this
It was
cool
fun.
shit.
It was great.
And then it just fucking died, bro. It was so hype. And I remember being in the car and we'd be like, oh shit, dude, there's an Eevee. Oh, there's a
Oh,
Vulpix.
there's a
Oh.
Growlithe or some
Yeah,
shit. I
dude.
don't know.
And it was fun, but it just like, it died off real quick for us.
Yeah,
And I don't think you haven't played it since, right?
I have not played it since.
Yeah, so this is probably the third time that I've picked it back up. But I've been having a lot of fun with it, to be honest with you. And I think GoFest being online was probably one of the best things that could have happened for the game. Because obviously in the past, you have to go somewhere, travel somewhere, Chicago, wherever, for
Yeah.
GoFest. And this year was really fun. Every hour there was a different biome. So like the first hour it was like the fire biome, and then it was grass, and then water, and then fighting type, and so on and so forth. And it was so much fucking fun, bro. And I finally caught Mewtwo and Moltres and Articuno and motherfucking Zapdos. Dude, it was great, dude. It was tons of fun. Yeah, dude. So nearly 1 billion Pokemon. I contributed probably like 10.
Oh shit, Michael putting up them numbers,
Putting
dude.
up them numbers. But yeah, dude, that's pretty interesting, dude. Niantic says that it's a record number of 1 million trainers took part from 124 countries and regions around the world, catching nearly 1 billion
Damn.
Pokemon in total. Yeah, dude, it was really cool. I think it was probably the
10 buck.
10 pot. Yeah, dude.
You haven't got a few yet.
They no, dude, I don't want to talk about that. Listen, don't want to talk about it. They really gamified it this year though, because like the second day was like Team Rocket's taking over, so you have to defeat the 3 Team Rocket leaders, and then you have to defeat Giovanni and this and that. That the reward for that was Victini, which was really cool. So tons of fun. Thought I'd just bring that up momentarily. All right, Mark, we're going back to the script.
All right, we're back on track.
Yeah, so I saw a tweet. Fuck, and I didn't save it, and I can't remember who did it. Somebody wrote an article, and it was about this hardware called
What?
hardware. This piece? What? But it was about this thing called Embrace, which is a computer interface that uses your tongue.
Yeah.
And the title of the article was like, oh, this weird device. But then somebody brought up a good point, and that it's something that could really help out gamers who are disabled. And we've seen things like this in the past, right? There was the Xbox adaptive controller. Let me pull up this article here. Did you link it in chats?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So Embrace is a wearable device that uses tongue movement to interact with computers. Go ahead.
I had to. I just had to.
Oh my god. As part of her master's thesis in integrated design, Dorothy Clazen has created an intraoral wearable that allows a tongue-based interaction between human and machine. When Embrace is placed inside the mouth, users can move a small magnetic element back and forward with their tongue to generate an input. The Wi-Fi module behind the user's ear then transfers the given input to other connected devices, such as LOT devices, computers, or game consoles. So it literally looks like a retainer, right? That has a ball on it that uses electromagnets to create the input. And they actually used, what did they call it? They called the game Tong, which was Pong, and they show her using this device. And I thought it was really interesting, and I wanted to bring it up because I think that, and we've said it before. Sorry, I didn't mean to just like die there. I was trying to collect my thoughts.
All good.
I think that people always like to talk about how inclusive games can be, and they certainly can be. But I think it's important to remember that there is an entire group of people who love games who are unable to play them the way that you and I are. Right?
Right.
Whether they have limited mobility in their hands, whether they, have limited mobility with their legs if they're wanting to do like VR or even do something like Just Dance.
Or DDR.
Or DDR, yeah. So there's an entire group of gamers that have had to adapt. And I think when companies like Microsoft, come out with an adaptive controller, or you have this designer here who's creating this interface, I think that it's definitely a step in the right direction.
Right.
For gaming being an inclusive space. Now, obviously, there's still a long way to go.
Yeah.
Because there's still issues with sexism, misogyny, and whatnot within the games industry. But I definitely think this is a step in the right direction, and it's going to be interesting to see where it goes.
Yeah, of course.
For
sure.
And it's funny because I think back to a class I took when I was in college. We were talking about technology and disability, and one of the things that my professor brought up was that some Whole Food stores were selling oranges that were already peeled, and they were in plastic containers, right? And when she showed us this, the entire class was like, well, that's fucking stupid. Like, if only there... And it became a meme, right? Like, oh, if only there was some sort of natural container that protected the fruit. But you say that from a place of privilege because you have function of your fingers and your hands.
Right, you can peel it. You can peel an orange.
But for people who don't have that, they can't peel an orange. So the option is either they have somebody do it for them, or they buy it already peeled. So things like that, you don't really think about it every day, but there's necessity is the mother of all invention, and she saw a need and she created something to solve it. So it's really interesting. We'll see what comes of that. It's just definitely really interesting.
Yeah, it's a good step, I think. And maybe one day we'll get to, if you guys have ever seen Excel World or Sword Art Online, the gaming devices and those are sick. That's what I want.
Listen, if y'all want to implant a chip into my brain that allows me to just like think about what I want to do in a game, then yes.
Yes, I would 100% do it.
Do you know how many 360 no scopes I could hit, dude?
Right. Or the dot hack, dude. I would also take, if I die in the game, I die in real life.
I don't know, dude. Your Demon Souls playthrough was a little.
Yeah. I mean, how many times did I die? Like 215 or something.
To the Pontiff, or in general?
Pontiff, like through the whole game, it was over 200, but to Pontiff, it was like 80.
Only 80.
See, I would go with dot hack too, but give me more. Give me XL World. If you guys have never seen XL World, it's okay, but just look at the gaming thing in XL World. It's sick. It's super cool.
You're sick, dude.
I'd also wouldn't mind if you've ever seen Ghost in the Shell, where you can move your soul to a fully new body. That'd be cool.
What body would you move your soul into?
Yeah, I would be super hot. I would move myself into a super hot body. There you go.
Hey Mark. You're already hot.
No. Mario Bros. 1. I would probably die so many times.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I would 100% move my soul into a hot body, or like go fully into the, if I die in a game, I'll die in real life.
Can I just become the internet?
Right? I don't need this flesh. I can just do it with my mind.
Upload my mind into the mainframe, please. So another interesting bit of it was actually a really great article. I don't know if you had the chance to read it, Mark. Hollywood Reporter put out an article about Ninja and it was
Yeah.
really well done. It was a very good article. I'll go ahead and I'll link it.
Yeah, I read like half of it, and it was pretty good, pretty decent. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it is really well done article. It's just basically talking about Ninja, what's kind of happened with the whole Mixer thing and whatnot. Turns out he wasn't told
Rest in peace,
about Mixer. Yeah, dude. The article is essentially like he's setting his sights on Hollywood, so movies, voiceover work, cartoons, things like that. I guess he had a cameo in Jumanji: The Next Level, and that scene got cut.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, but then he also has a small part in Free Guy, right? Is that what it's called? The new Ryan Reynolds movie? Yeah. So apparently he has a part in that as well. And yeah, it just touches base on Ninja and what he's been doing. Talks about his rise to fame, going from Halo Pro to H1Z1 Pro to Fortnite Pro.
Right.
Let me see. I'm trying to find. Where is it here? Oh, here we go. So it's talking about his free agency. So he's a free agent, obviously after the Mixer shutdown, and a coveted one. He's live streamed only once since then on YouTube in mid-July, and that stream now has 3.4 million views.
It has a lot of views.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can find the exact number that the article quotes. But it was well over 3 million views. Yeah, dude, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with Ninja. The article kind of chronicles that year of that incredibly fast rise he had, like 2 years ago, where he went from like being one of the most viewed streamers on Twitch to like he's playing with Drake, he's playing with Travis Scott, he's going on to these late night talk shows, he's at Lollapalooza with Red Bull and doing all this incredible stuff. You know what they didn't mention though was New Year's Eve and the memes that came out of that. I don't know if you remember that.
I don't remember.
Or
Maybe
he was trying to get people to dance and he started flossing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Poor Ninja.
Poor Ninja. Ninja does a lot of stuff for the streaming scene as well.
Yeah.
And I think people do take that for granted.
Yeah.
And they like to meme on him, which I mean everybody's gonna get memed on, right? But at the same time, we do have to realize that he has done a lot for streaming and stuff. So I got to give him credit where credit is due.
Yeah, I think one of the interesting things was when he talks about Mixer and he talks about his move and he says that it was a platform that he really believed in because it did have some things that were better than Twitch, like better stream quality.
FTL is the best streaming integration thing I've ever used.
Yeah, and he even talks about his decline in viewership when he moved over to Mixer, and he says it was expected and it was frustrating. He kept putting in the work, streaming upwards of 250 hours during the first few months of the pandemic. Quote, "I wanted the platform to succeed so much, and I believed in it. At one point, he was so miserable with his performance that Jessica, his wife, stepped in and said that it was okay for him to quit streaming. She said, 'We can stop this life.' In some ways, it was a necessary wake-up call. The very thing Blevins, Ninja's, real last name. I hate to break it to you, but his name isn't Ninja.
His name isn't Ninja. That's not on his birth certificate.
It's not on his birth certificate. The very thing Blevins had feared was now happening, but while his streaming presence had contracted, his brand was growing bigger. That fall, he signed on for Fox's The Masked Singer, and a couple of months later, he became the first gamer to release his own shoe, the Adidas Time In Night Jogger. Yeah, man, Ninja's huge, bro, and I know that a lot of people shit on him when he made the move to Mixer, but and I know it didn't work out, but I don't think anybody should blame him, right?
Yeah, I
at all.
Guys, I streamed on Mixer for a long time, and the reason Mixer failed was because of Mixer.
Yeah.
They refused to change things and add pretty, like, what is it? in, how would you say it, like clipping and stuff. And what am I trying to say?
Like there were features on Twitch
Features, there you go.
that
Pretty
should have
basic
been on
features.
Mixer.
They refuse
Yeah.
to add them. They refuse to listen to their partners, the people making them their money. And there was little to no communication between the community and the developers. So I think the biggest reason Twitch or Mixer died was because Mixer didn't communicate.
Yeah, it was definitely mismanaged, and I know we've talked about this before, so I don't want to just keep beating a dead horse, but I think the intention with signing, you know, Ninja, Shroud, King Gathalion was to bolster the viewership on the platform. And the hope was that if more people come to the platform to view these big streamers, that would trickle down. It didn't, because people were creating profiles to specifically watch these streamers because every other streamer that they were a fan of was on Twitch.
Right.
So it just didn't work out. It was complete mismanagement on Mixer's part. Ninja, Shroud, they had nothing to do with it. They did their part. I didn't mean to hit my mic. I apologize. They created the content. They streamed on the platform. They brought some viewers in. Was not their fault.
Right.
There's this quote from the article: When news
Good
reading's
old
hard.
nose.
When news broke that Mixer was shutting down, or that Microsoft was shutting down Mixer, no executives bothered calling its biggest star to give him a heads up. It almost came as a relief. His camp says the relationship ultimately ended amicably. Now he has time to sit back and make sure that the next big deal he signs is smart. And after his 11 months on Mixer, he's no longer worried that his audience will bail. Quote, I'm a lot more comfortable and relaxed knowing I don't have to be live every single day. And I mean, the dude has done so much, he's made so much that he could stop streaming and he would be fine for the rest of his life.
Yeah, he can stop doing pretty much everything and he would be fine for the rest of his life.
Yeah. And it's really interesting because in the article it talks about, he knows Twitch and YouTube are owned by these huge tech giants.
Right.
And he's going to try to figure out the deal that's best for him so that not only is he going to be on one of these platforms under contract, right? Providing for himself, for his wife, for his family, for the people that, he has employed. But it also is the hope that it'll lead to something more, whether he's appearing in something, whether he's producing a show on these platforms, things like that. And I think that that's the next big step for streamers in general. And we're seeing it with Ven.
Especially.
Yeah, we're seeing it with Ven, right? Where they're getting these huge content creators on Twitch, YouTube, and they're having them host these shows.
When does Ven premiere again?
August 5th, I believe.
So next week.
Yes, and there's actually their Twitch channel is live, and it's a countdown right now, but it is live. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how well Ven succeeds, and I think if it succeeds and it does well, then Ninja's gonna have even more leverage to say, "Hey, I want to make something. Like let's figure this out." So. Yeah, I mean, we'll see where it leads.
I think it's good that he's not pushing himself to stream that many hours a month, because it does the stress from that piles on. Like one of my favorite streamers, I've said this a lot of times, Mr. Bach the Soup. He streamed I think last week he streamed 90 hours or so, something insane.
Jesus Christ.
So he goes hard, and it's it's good when I see he's like, I'm gonna take a couple days break, and I'm like, yeah, dude, streaming that much is actually crazy. But he was pushing for a new emote slot. He made that emote slot, by the way. He passed 7,000 subs, so congrats to him. I love Bach, great community, great person. He deserves it because he puts in so much work. It's insane. Dude's a workhorse, so he does deserve it for sure. But at the same time, you got to worry about burning out. And Yeah, I don't think people realize how much work actually goes into a stream, because it's not
Yeah.
just playing games, and just like mindlessly staring at your computer. You got to play your games, plus you got to be able to entertain. People don't want to just see, some dude in the dark,
Mm-hmm.
hunched over, clicking.
Dude, just call me out, man. Come on.
It's like you got to make, yeah. A lot more goes into streaming than you would think.
Yeah. Well, and the article here touches on it where it mentions that when Ninja turns stream on, he's like he's a more energetic version of himself. Because it's
Yeah,
true, you have to put on a show.
yeah,
You know?
100%. Like
Yeah.
even me, like I'm not a
Yeah.
big streamer by any means, but I put on. I don't like put on a persona. I'm just a
No,
lot more
it's
energetic than I
yeah,
would
it's
usually
it's a
be.
heightened version of yourself.
Yeah,
You know, um, yeah, dude. I mean, it's definitely it's a job. It's a job.
you gotta
I
put in the
think
work, dude. Like,
yeah, and I think like with any job, that's the thing, right? Is like so I work retail, and that's what I'm doing now, and if I had the choice between that and like doing this all the time, I would do this 100%. Even though it would be a lot more work, probably wouldn't be making as much money initially,
right?
but it's like if you're passionate about something, you're going to go for it. You should go for it. And like Mark said, if it's a hobby and you can turn it into a career, then great. There's that old saying. It's like find a job you love and you never work a day in your life, right?
Right.
And it's true to a certain extent. Mark brought it up. You don't want to get burnt out by it. But I think the same way that like a content creator gets burnt out at their job, somebody working like a traditional 9 to 5 job gets burnt out.
Yeah.
You know, there's been so many fucking times I've gotten home from work and I've told Mark like I'm so fucking done, dude. I'm burnt out. Whatever. Blah blah blah. And I'm not putting in nearly as much work as someone like Ninja, like Bach, hell, like even like Mark. Mark, you stream, I'd say at least 40 hours a week, right?
It depends on the game,
Mm-hmm.
and see, streaming, you have to count hours that aren't like you're not just streaming. There's
Yeah.
like fixing up your OBS, finding the games, making sure the games run correctly. So what happened to me last night doesn't happen. Because so if you were watching last night, I launched a game and it completely crashed everything in the middle of the stream. So I was sitting here not able to click anything. I was just like, well, huh, this happened. And there's that. Then there's commissioning artists, which my new emotes are coming in soon. By the way, August 3rd. So mark your calendars
Yeah.
and
Mark your calendars.
me your
All right, guys,
calendars.
that's gonna be it for this episode. We'll see you next week.
Then there's networking. Networking is probably like a universal thing. You have to network
Yeah.
in pretty much anything that you're in, and supporting other people that I also enjoy, like Mr. Bach. There's a lot of people whose content I look up to and like admire, and I'd be like, it inspires me to like make more content or even go harder
Mm-hmm.
than I usually would. So I want to support them in any way that I can, and it's just, oh, see, one of the things that you can do if you're just starting out streaming, look at the big streamers and try to like, not copy, but like model yourself after their workflow
Just
or
copy
something.
them. Just copy.
Yeah, just straight up
I
copy them.
am I am Mr. Mockba Boop.
Yeah, Makba Boop.
Big up and coming streamer Mockba Boop.
But they're successful because
Yeah.
they put in a lot of work,
Yeah.
because they socially networked, because they have a presence in
Mm-hmm.
they have a big presence in the communities they're a part in.
Yeah,
So
and I think just like I guess the best example I can think of is like actors, right? You
right.
can be grinding for years and years, and after 10, 12 years you get your big break. Or, and this is the same with streamers, right? Or you have one really good role, and that just your career takes off. You know what I mean? It's not uncommon for us to see a streamer who has been maybe working at it for a year, and they have some clip go fucking viral, and boom, they've made it. Same thing with acting, right? They have that one role, people go, wow, they're really good, let's keep putting them in shit, boom, career made. So that definitely happens, but
Guys make funny clips of me.
you have to grind it. Whatever your job is, you have to grind it out.
Definitely.
You know, whatever you feel your calling is, whether it's streaming, whether it's working retail, whether it's marketing or game design or whatever it is, you have to be willing to put the work in to hone your craft, always improve.
Death compilation.
You know, and
oh god,
maybe make a couple death compilations along the way.
yeah,
To your
and
87 deaths to the Pontiff.
oh my god, I think that's like one of, because I upload a lot of stuff to YouTube as well. It's mostly just like stream highlights. One entire video on YouTube is literally me dying to Pontiff. This is like 5 hours or something. And I'm just like, huh, I died a lot to this man.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So, moral of the story is grind it out. Turn your hobby into a career.
And sometimes you guys gotta take chances.
Yeah.
Like, there's gonna be like a, I don't want to say quit your job and put all your baskets into one thing. But
Yeah.
sometimes you gotta make a leap that you're not comfortable making. And
Yeah.
sometimes it'll pay off, and sometimes it won't.
Yeah.
So you gotta be ready for either side.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, I feel like that's kind of an issue with some how do I word this? I think that's a societal thing, right? Where it's like,
Right.
you know, go to college, get your degree, find a job in your field, and you've made it.
Right.
But if you can and you have the ability to just be like, you know what, I'm gonna give myself 6 months, I'm gonna give myself a year to try to make this into something, like, by all means, go for it. And like Mark said, if you make it, you make it, and if not, there's no shame in it, you know?
Yeah, you tried. You
know?
did your best. Sometimes it just doesn't work out.
Yeah, it's like don't be afraid of failure, because that's how you learn. Maybe you give it 3 months, you realize it's not working out, and then you can examine it and be like, okay, well, what's not working, what is working, and then you try again. You know?
Yep.
Yeah. So, moral of the story, guys, follow your dreams, dude. Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
As the great Shia LaBeouf and Nike once said, just do it.
Do it. Just do it.
Just do it. With that, guys, I think we're going to take a quick break. We'll see you on the other side of this sponsor read. Welcome back, guys.
Man, that doesn't get easier.
Dude, it's so... I was about to go, and then I see you turn your head and start chuckling.
Man, that doesn't get easier.
Oh, man. Yeah, guys, so...
that was for the audio version. We put in
for
an
the
ad
audio
read
version.
between those things. So
Yes.
if you're here watching our live stream, you just saw us awkwardly be silent and look around our rooms for a second.
But hey, Mark, speaking of ads, did you know that you can support this podcast directly for as little as 99 cents a month?
Whoa, dude, 99 cents a month? That's
dude.
Insane.
If you go to anchor.fm/WeDigress/support, you can pledge as little as 99 cents a month to support this podcast.
Wow, I love being able to support my favorite content creators for as little as 99 cents a month.
You know what else is cool? You can buy t-shirts and hoodies.
No way, we have merch?
Yeah, dude. If you go to streamlabs.com/merch/MikeMedran0, we have a range of We Digress products. Woo! Dude, I love it when my fucking bot doesn't work, dude. What the actual fuck, bro?
Was that good? Did you guys like those ads? we were practicing. We weren't practicing.
We
But
weren't
I thought they came
practicing.
out pretty well.
Let me go ahead and link this real quick.
But actually, the shirts came out pretty cool. So
Yeah, dude. And
let's,
dude, I love that my bot's not working.
nice
People
bot, by
listening
the
to the audio podcast are gonna be like, dude, what are these guys doing?
right? It's like these guys are stupid.
These guys are fucking kind of dumb. Yeah. Hold on. I'm vamping.
I'm waiting for Michael to link his merch
I'm
link.
vamping. I'm
Vamp,
vamping.
cool stuff.
There we go.
There you go.
There we go. Yeah, dude. So on the merch shop, we got a logo hoodie and a logo tee and a logo baseball tee and then a different box logo hoodie. So that's a thing.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, any purchases made from that shop, that goes to improving the podcast.
Yeah, everything
Yep.
that you guys give goes into improving our podcast. It's the same with stream. Everything that you guys give goes directly back into improving the stream. Like, I'm only able to get these new emotes because y'all are giving me such good support.
Yeah, dude.
Do you like my y'all there? Holy moly.
Dude, you're so Texas, dude.
You're so Texas.
So Texas. Dude, so Riot fucked up.
Riot done goofed, guys.
Yeah, that was big ol' yikes. So
Yeah, right? Guy kind of
for those of you who don't know what we are referring to,
yikes.
there is this thing called NEOM. I thought it was neon at first, but I just don't know how to read. Yeah, dude. So NEOM is a utopia?
I guess? You want me to just read their thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
So the future has a new home. NEOM is the vision of His Royal Highness Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Salman? And is a centerpiece of Saudi Arabia's 2030 vision. Plan to grow and diversify the Saudi economy and position the country to play a leading role in global development. While NEOM is being driven and initially funded by Saudi Arabia, it is an international project that will be led, populated, and funded by people all over the world.
Yes, sir. So it's yeah, dude, it's gonna be this utopian city. I have to find it. There was something I read when I was going through their website that I was like, oh, that's not good. Hold on, let me see. Oh, here we go. A place on Earth like nothing on Earth. NEOM is not just a place, it is a mindset. Citizens of NEOM will embody an international ethos and embrace a culture of exploration, risk-taking, and diversity? Question mark? All supported by a progressive legal system compatible with international norms and conducive to economic growth. This is where Riot comes into play, and actually not just Riot, but Blast as well.
Right.
The CSGO tournament organizers, both Blast and Riot announced partnerships with NEOM. Blast announced their partnership on July 28th. And this article from eSports Insider, which I will go ahead and link in the chats. Here we go. Danish tournament organizer Blast has announced a partnership with Saudi Arabia to help shape its in-development NEOM City into a regional esports hub. The managing director of NEOM Sport commented in a release, NEOM aims to become a global hub for sports that unites communities, enables active, balanced lifestyles, and accelerates innovation. Esports is growing at a rapid pace, and NEOM is perfectly positioned to become the regional esport hub. We are excited about the experience and benefits NEOM can bring to the industry. We will have an advanced technological base and venues designed specifically for esports. In addition, we aim to inspire the development of young Saudi and international talent through a fully immersive esports academy. On the surface, that seems pretty good.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay.
That seems
Yeah.
pretty good, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Riot announcing their partnership with let me pull up this article here, with NEOM on July 29th, so just 2 days ago. And my goodness, dude, there was so much backlash, rightfully so, I would
Yeah.
say.
Very instantaneous
Yeah.
backlash. That is very, yeah, very rightfully
So
so.
the partnership was announced, I guess the sponsorship was announced for LEC, which
Right.
is
That's the European Championship League,
yes.
or League of Legends European Championship. LEC.
And this came a week after Berlin Pride.
Right.
And the LEC is very pro LGBTQ.
Very. Yeah.
Very, very, which is great, right?
Right.
And Riot just kind of spit in everyone's face. And it wasn't just that they spit in the face of, you know, the casters and the talent that work there. They spit in the face of the community.
Right.
You know, and we had a lot of talent, LEC talent, coming out and condemning this partnership.
Right.
Frost Curran tweeted, "This is disappointing because this is the LEC. It's my team, my product, my managers, my office, my family, my home. This isn't someone far away in HQ that I don't know. This is devastating because I know who made those choices and I feel silenced." So for people unaware, the Saudi government is very anti-LGBTQ.
Like, this is very, very disgusting levels.
Very. Not only that, but I mean, there's laws that they have that are very, I guess for lack of a better term, fucked up.
Yeah.
For example, a man can kill his wife and say that she was cheating on him and committing adultery, and that's legal.
Right.
Right. I think by a lot of standards, it's viewed as backwards in terms of their laws, right? So for Riot to partner with them was a huge slap in the face. Huge slap in the face.
And this, like you said, it came, what, 2 weeks after or a week after?
A week after.
A week after the Berlin Pride.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, let's celebrate this. And then a week after, you know, just kidding, Uno reverse card.
Yep.
And yeah, it's not good. I don't want to be like too. I want to keep it politically correct, I guess you could say, but
yeah,
was the deal made by Riot or big boy company Tencent? So that's another thing. Riot is completely owned by Tencent, and that is, if you guys don't know, that's one of the biggest Chinese game publishing companies. They're just like one of the biggest companies in the world, and they own all of Riot. They own 100% of the company, and it's kind of like, so we're blasting NEOM, right, for being controlled by the Saudi Arabian government because of their views on LGBTQ plus, but at the same time, Riot is owned by Tencent, which China doesn't have the best views, I would say.
Yeah.
On the exact same thing. And there's a lot of other things, like earlier this year, was it this year, where Blizzard, where it was like everyone was boycotting Blizzard because of how they dealt with Hong Kong.
Yeah.
But a portion of Blizzard is also owned by Tencent.
Well, it seems though, based on Frost Curran's tweet, that it wasn't Tencent, it was Riot that made the partnership deal. Because she even says this isn't someone in a faraway HQ. She knows who made the decision, or the people who made the decision. So yeah, it seems like it was Riot's choice. They made it. They fucked up, And they even had so Rioters for Change, which is they're a group that was started after all the sexual assault allegations came out.
Right.
They tweeted out saying Riot's decision to partner with NEOM flies in the face of all the progress that Rioters have worked hard to make over the past few years. Please join us in voicing your support for ending this partnership at No to NEOM. So,
yeah, I think Tencent owns Riot, but they still let them operate as their own as Riot. They still operate and do all this decisions as Riot.
yeah.
And while Tencent does have a gigantic say in it, I think because of how successful Riot's been, they just leave Riot to do what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
That is my. I don't work for Riot. I don't have any inside information, but that is just how I see it. I think.
Not that you've not tried to work for Riot.
That's true. That's very true. That is very true. But
yeah. So
they did end their partnership with
yes.
NEOM.
So a few hours later, after I think every member of LEC talent voiced their concern and voiced their disgust at the decision, Riot did release a statement saying, as a company and as a league, we know that it's important to recognize when we make mistakes and quickly work to correct them. After further reflection, while we remain steadfastly committed to all of our players and fans worldwide, including those living in Saudi Arabia and the Middle East, the LEC has ended its partnership with NEOM effective immediately. In an effort to expand our esports ecosystem, we moved too quickly to cement this partnership and cause rifts in the very community we seek to grow. While we missed our own expectations in the instance, we're committed to re-examining our internal structures to ensure this doesn't happen again.
Yeah, and I think Shox tweeted out that all the casters for LEC were just like, I'm not gonna cast if this keeps going on. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
which is great. Something that came out of that though, and I know we talked about this yesterday, and I think I could speak for both of us when I say it absolutely fucking disgusted us.
Yeah.
Was the sheer amount of people who were like tweeting at Frostcurin saying like, oh well, you should have been more vocal about it. And it's like, what?
Right? It's like, dude, what the hell are you talking about? Frostcurin's like one of the most she's like one of the biggest players in pushing for equality and LGBTQ in Riot. And like, just because she doesn't tweet out something doesn't mean she's not doing anything. Like, are you stupid?
That's what people were saying was like, because they did a lot of this behind the scenes, right?
Right.
And people were like, well, you should have tweeted about it, because then we would have known you're really on our side. And it's like, it doesn't, if they fucking tweeted about it or not, the fact that they were able to implement this change should be enough.
Right.
The fact that they were able to look at this and say, you know what? I don't agree with this, and I'd rather lose my fucking job than support this decision, should speak more than any fucking tweet that they could have sent out. Because they could have said like, yeah, we don't support this, and that could have been it. But the fact that they tweeted out saying, we don't agree with this, and then internally they said, we're not gonna fucking cast and do our jobs unless this gets changed. That's all that should matter.
Right.
That is all that should matter.
Yeah, it's like the internet blowing bullshit out of proportion. It's like, what do you...
You know, it's just it was just really disheartening to read that, because instead of celebrating the fact that this happened, that, you know, Riot rescinded the partnership and they put out the statement, it just turned into this fucking shit show of like, well, you guys didn't do enough. You're the face of the LEC, and you guys didn't do anything. And it's like, no, like
this was rescinded in what, 15 hours? What do you mean they didn't do enough?
Exactly, dude. Like, oh man, dude, it was just,
yeah. There's a lot of major rage, and it's oh man, it's so sad to see.
Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to see if I can find the thread real quick. Because I know even Shox, because somebody replied to Frostcurin's tweet and was like, essentially, oh, you guys, you didn't say anything publicly, And Shocks was the one that was like, really?
Yeah,
Like
she was like, "Yo,
that's
Frosty was like one of the first ones. Y'all need to check yourselves."
yeah. Let me see if I can find
Yeah,
it.
dude, 2020, man, this year is fuck, dude. That's it. This year is this is a disaster. Let's fast forward to 2022.
I'm just gonna skip next year, dude. Fuck it.
Yeah, we're skipping that. We're not taking any chances with 2021. We're going all the way to 2022. Like, woo.
Let's see. I'm
It's been
okay. Here we go. So
a bad year.
I have the tweet. Okay. So this is from Frostgear, and she said, "I am deeply saddened by the latest episode of Crackdown, where my integrity and principle is called into question through speculation. So let me clear it up. The on-air talent declined to appear on broadcast until the deal was revoked. I did put my fucking job on the line." Now she's referring to a podcast that is done by I Will Dominate.
I Okay, so if you guys know who I Will Dominate is, he used to be the jungler for Curse and then Team Liquid, and he's basically an LCS veteran. Um, and he's known for stirring up shit or not having the best takes or being toxic. That's what he's known for. So does that really surprise me?
Well, and then here's the thing, right? So she goes on to tweet, for those who haven't watched the video, it wasn't I Will Dominate's comments, it was Thorin's speculation and take. And
Speaking of toxic.
Yeah, I did watch where they began talking about it. It was like in the last 15 minutes of the episode. And I Will Dominate, he does say, you know, touches on the issues with the Saudi government and their anti-LGBTQ, you know, views and whatnot. And then Thorin, and listen, dude, Thorin, veteran, CS:GO reporter, whatever, blah blah blah. I think it's safe to say that he says some shit sometimes without thinking.
Yeah,
I think it's incredibly safe to say that, because he goes on this tangent about how, you know, like you can say, you can publicly say like, oh, I don't support this, but you're still getting paid by the company. So the fact that you said like I don't support this completely diminishes everything when you're being paid either way.
right.
Which is why she said I put my job on the line. Because it's true. If the entire talent staff said like, well, we're not going to fucking do this, they're all putting their jobs on the line. It would have been different if they had said we don't support this and then continued to work, but they took a stand.
Right.
You know? So for Thorin to say that shit, it was just completely unnecessary. It was all speculation. What are you gonna fucking do? Thorin and shitty takes, name a better duo. Honestly, like, name a better duo. And then this is the thread where somebody says, say it publicly, don't go behind the scenes and tell us after the fact that you took a stand. Make a public stand and make it clear. To which Shocks replied, you're actually pulling that card now? Everything happened in real time for us too. We reacted first, out of our gut, then we talked to each other and thought about the next plans. We don't need to publicize everything we do for your pleasure. We did what we thought was best.
Right, there's no reason for them to publicly say anything.
Yeah, and I'll go ahead, I'll link the tweets in chat. Well, and then the other thing was like, they found out about it the day that it was announced, right?
Right.
Now I'm unsure if it was like a mixer situation where it was like they found out when the announcement went live, or if it was like they found out an hour or 2 hours, 3 hours before it happened, right? Seeing all this. So Impulse says, see, in the end, all of those people only act on what benefits them the most, to be honest, in my opinion. But I don't see how speaking out against, and maybe I'm misunderstanding, but I don't see how speaking out against this benefits them if it potentially could have cost them their job. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just think that people need to fucking cool their jets, dude, honestly.
Yeah. Biggest how's that even a reaction, man? You didn't say anything publicly, like, bruh.
Yeah,
Bruh.
and again, it would have been different if they had said I don't support this, but then they get on camera acting like everything's okay. That would have been different. But for them to back up their words, I think is the most important thing, and that's really all anybody should care about in this situation. You know.
Jeez.
Yeah, when you're trying to build and we talked about it earlier in the show, when you're trying to build a community that's inclusive, you need to think about every decision that you make. And maybe Riot, if we give them the benefit of the doubt, maybe they did just see this as an opportunity to grow their community further, and they didn't look at the implications of the partnership, right? I don't know. Obviously, we don't work for Riot. We're only seeing, what's getting put out by Riot and by the talent. So we'll, hopefully Riot is more conscious in the future of what they're doing. So
Yeah, I mean, there's only so much that we can. We don't have any inside information, so we know as much as you guys of what they put out. So we can only comment so much and have so much of present so many of the facts because that's all that we're given, right? Yeah. It seems like they sniffed that money. They're like, money, and they didn't really think about it. So
yeah,
it blinded them, and money does that, Money, money does that.
Yeah, it's unfortunate though. Money talks. It does. But again, kudos to the LEC talent for taking a stand.
Yeah.
Because to be quite honest with you, I don't know that there's a lot of people that would do that. Not just in the gaming industry, but just in other industries. I don't know that they would put their foot down that way and say like, well then, fucking. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do the work if you keep doing this or whatever.
Right.
So, we'll see. Was there anything else that came out this week?
Not that I know of.
Trying to think. Hawkeye got announced for Marvel's Avengers game.
Yep.
So that happened. Logitech announced a new wireless headset.
Oh, if you guys remember or are familiar with fighting games, Evo was supposed to take place this past week, but obviously because of COVID, everything was canceled. But there's going to be an online Evo in America and Japan that is being led by Arc System Works. So it's called Arc Evo. And it's going to have BlazBlue, whatever, Grand Blue Fantasy, and more of their games or whatever. So I guess that's going to be like the replacement for Evo this year, if that makes any sense. And also, their latest game, Guilty Gear Strive, is going to be on PS5. So there's some fighting game stuff. If y'all are interested in that. And did anything else happen?
I am double checking real quick. I just saw something. Let me find it real quick. Oh, dude. Halo Infinite multiplayer is going to be free to play.
Oh, that's right. It's free to play.
Yeah.
So yeah, free to play, guys.
It's going to be interesting. I'm surprised that didn't get announced at the showcase though.
You think
that would have been, because that would have been
your
huge.
biggest IP, and you give us a trailer with a build from a few weeks ago, and you don't announce that multiplayer is going to be free. It's like, did they really think through their?
Yeah, that would have been like, I think had that been announced at that conference, I would have been more like, okay, Xbox, I see you, Xbox.
Right,
but it was
everybody was like, well, shit, that's cool, shit.
Yeah, dude, it was just kind of like, hey, by the way, free to play multiplayer. Like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, there's that, man.
Yup.
And
Let me see here. I don't know if I want to talk about this. Do I want to talk about it? Hold on.
it did feel really rushed, honestly. We went over the Microsoft conference last week, and
Do we want to talk about this week or save it for next week? The
I can't
article I just linked you an article.
wait. Don't link it in Discord.
I did link it in Discord.
Link it in through Twitter.
Oh, through Twitter? Okay.
Because I'm capturing my Discord.
Oh, you're full screened with the video? Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me 2 seconds.
Dude,
then.
yeah, I'm a you know. It was pretty rushed, yeah. But I wasn't impressed with the Microsoft thing, so you know.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Am I gonna play it? Probably.
It's kind of a meme. I think we could talk about it for like to end on a happy note. How about that? Because it's kind of a meme.
Is it a happy note though?
Did you see what she posted after that?
I did not see what she posted after that. Okay, go ahead. You get into it because you know more.
So on Twitter, was it yesterday?
Hold on. Ready? We're gonna do this. Hold on. Pokimane has a boyfriend. I don't know why that's like the internet's freaking the fuck out about that. Like,
it was trending on YouTube. It was either yesterday or the day before yesterday. And it was a video done by what's his dude, Leafy.
Leafy is here.
He follows.
Piece of
he's
shit.
A drama YouTuber.
Yep.
I guess.
I guess. No, that's exactly what he is.
Yeah, and
piece of shit.
I guess he wanted to point or bring attention to Pokey after what's his dude. Keem was like, Pokey 2 out of 10.
Fucking killer gnome star, dude.
Yeah, and it was just it was pretty stupid, honestly. But Pokey, if you don't know how she responded to it, she put a picture of her and a cutout of
that was the tweet.
Barack
okay.
Obama. And she's like, shit, you guys found out. And my favorite response was, yo, Michelle's not going to take any of that shit, home wrecker. So I guess it ended nice, even though this shouldn't have been news in the first place, honestly.
Yeah, I think it just it turned into this like I don't know, man. It just goes to show you the sexist part of the fucking gaming community, like just like everything that's happened over the last like 2 months.
Right.
You know, you have fucking Gnome Star, piece of shit Gnome Star out here trying to start shit with people over something that's literally nobody's business.
It's none of our business.
Nobody's business.
If Pokey wants to have
a
freaking boyfriend, that good for her. You know, if she wants to go for it, it's literally none of our business.
Yep.
So it shouldn't have been big news or anything. If she wants to have a boyfriend, that's her business. Go for it. You know, we shouldn't have any say in it. There you go. Boom. That's my.
Yeah. So I just linked the article, but yeah, dude, it's dumb. I think we talked about this earlier, but I think my favorite response out of it was Slasher, #1 esports consultant Slasher, who tweeted out like Leafy is here, 2 out of 10. And then somebody tried exposing him, and it was like the worst attempt at exposing anybody ever. So there is this. Do I even say her name? I'm not going to say her name.
Yeah, don't say her name.
There is
from the tabloids or like TMZ or whatever.
Yeah, so there is a streamer who has a history of saying some racist, homophobic, transphobic bullshit. Who Slasher slid into her DMs and was like, "Hey, you want to go on a date? Or you want to date me or whatever?" And she was like, "No, I'm not in the dating mood." So he said K. And then he tweeted out, or he DM'd her later saying, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" So she screenshots the tweets and sends them out to expose him. completely disregarding the fact that the tweets are timestamped and dated. So the tweet that said, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" was like 3 months after his last DM. And it was in response to her going on D Live and talking, using the death of Etika to get viewers.
Yeah.
And he responded to her tweet saying, "What is wrong with you?" And then he DM'd her saying, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" So she was using that to try to expose him as, like, you know, using his power. And then her friend tried exposing him by saying that he used his power in the games industry to get her friend to date him. This is really difficult to explain without saying names, but I don't want to give these people the fucking pleasure. Because he tweeted out, or he DM'd her saying that he would refer her to a job.
Refer.
Not saying I will get you a job, but I will refer you for a job with the Florida Mayhem, which is an Overwatch League team. And it turned into this whole shit show where, like, they were trying to expose him. They had nothing to expose. And then our boy Jake Lucky from eSports Talk over on YouTube made a video.
Jake Lucky. He's a great content creator.
Putting out some great content for sure. He puts out a video defending Pokimane, defending Slasher. Okay. And then Keemstar was like, "Fuck that guy." And is like, "I'm going to expose Slasher and Jake Lucky's biased reporting. And I'm going to expose esports reporting in this industry." And it's like, bro, shut the fuck up, dude. You're the biggest sack of shit there is on the internet. You're a fucking racist. You're a goddamn fucking piece of shit. And if you somehow find this video, I stand by it. You're a fucking dumbass, dude. Fuck you. Out here trying to expose people for fucking nothing. Goddamn, bro.
Guys, just be kind to each other. Just be good people, you know?
Mark says, "Be kind," as I'm fucking telling Keemstar, "Go fuck yourself, Keemstar." Piece of shit.
Mike's angry, but that angry is masking his good intentions.
Good intentions, wrong way of going about it, for sure. But in the wise words of Twitter, fuck Keemstar. All my homies hate Keemstar.
Yeah, like being that famous and having all that shit thrown at you. I feel bad for all the shit that Pokey has to go through. You know, like, sure, she is, you know, famous and all that and whatever, but all the shit that, like, especially blasted at her, you know, because she's a girl. And it's just like, dude, what the fuck, man? I wouldn't want to. I would want to be in those shoes.
Yeah, and this is something that we've talked about before, dude. Is like, there's obvious sexism within the games industry, and any time anybody tries to defend her, right? It's so fucking disturbing because, like, I could be a dude and be like, "Yeah, Pokey this and Pokey that, and I hate her and this and that," and people are like golf clapping in the comments.
Yeah.
But me as a male, I go, "Y'all are fucking dumb. Like, just leave her alone." And what does it turn into? "This guy's a fucking simp, dude. Pokey's never gonna notice you." It's not about that. It's about calling out the misogynistic bullshit.
Yeah.
And trying to make you see that your opinions are fucking stupid and wrong. Opinions are like assholes. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody has them and they all smell.
There is no problem with simping. Guys, go simp for your friends. Bring up your boys. Dude. Bring up your girls.
I simp for all my boys, dude. I kiss my homies goodnight.
Boys support gals. Gals support boys. Support your friends. Don't pay attention to the negative shit getting spewed. If you have a good content creator that you like, instead of like being like, "Yo, fuck this guy," how about you're like, "Look at how cool this person is. They're a good person. They make great content. So raise them up." You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, she did decide that this is the route she wants to take. But, you know, that doesn't give people the right to be all like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's true though. But, and then the sad part is anytime I mean, not just her, but any female content creator says like, you know, hey, like you're attacking me, like stop it. And people are like, oh, she's a this and she's a that and blah. You know, it's like, just don't be an asshole. Don't be an asshole and we won't have these fucking issues, dude. That's the moral of 2017, I think, is don't be a fucking asshole.
Good old 2017.
Oh, 2017. 2020. Dude, listen, English is barely my first language, so, you know.
Don't be an asshole. Simp for your friends.
Yeah, dude.
That there. If you take anything from this podcast, is don't be an asshole and simp for your friends.
Yeah, and listen, we say boys support boys all the time, but we don't mean like, we mean like boys. Like, guess what? Mark's my boy the same way that, like, you know, Brittany from work is my boy, you know, like, it's a general term.
Yeah.
If you're my friend, you're my boy.
Yeah. Or it's like when I was playing Apex earlier with Diego, and he was popping off, so I was like, oh shit, you go, girl, you know?
Yeah,
it's
dude.
It's, you know, just support your friends, damn it. There you go.
Can we get that on a shirt? Don't be an asshole, simp your friends.
Yeah, don't be an asshole, simp for your friends.
Yeah. Yeah, so like I don't mean like men supporting men. I just mean like, you know, support your friends.
Support anybody, regardless of if they're your friends, just support them. There you go.
Regardless of gender, sexual orientation, religious creed, support your friends. That's all that matters.
I think. There you go. That's our message that we're gonna leave you with today. You can quote me on that. Don't be an asshole, simp for your friends.
I'm gonna start working on that T-shirt right now.
Guys, that's gonna be a T-shirt. Don't be an asshole, simp for your friends.
That's when Mark or I run for president, and then the other is the running mate. That's gonna be our slogan.
There you go.
It'll be CloudMedran0 2040.
There you go.
Don't be an asshole. Simp for your friends.
Simping ain't easy. Oh man.
Oh man. All right, guys. I think after that, listen, I blacked out a little bit there.
Yeah, we kind of went off on a tangent at the end there.
I just started. This is a lot of pent up shit I had to get off my chest. I apologize for that. I blacked out. Yeah, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. We super appreciate it.
We appreciate your support.
Yes. Remember, guys, this podcast goes live every Monday on YouTube and on anchor.fm / we digress. So check it out there if you want to watch it again. Remember, you can go to anchor.fm / we digress / support and pledge as little as 99 cents a month, or you can check out some merch that we'll go ahead and we'll link right now in chat. All right. And Mark, I apologize. I didn't mean to keep cutting you off, man.
That's fine. I forgot what I was gonna say. Dude, we can only like all you guys' support really helps us out. We do appreciate it. We do appreciate y'all being here. We put everything into making this podcast better and well, and we're still learning this whole podcast thing.
Still learning.
So we're trying to get a lot better. We're trying to make it more not compact. Like we're more good. How about that? More good.
We make it more good.
We make podcast more good.
Yeah, we're trying to get a little more succinct in the format because sometimes these episodes can go kind of long. But we appreciate you guys helping us out and listening and chatting with us. Before last thing, Mark, we said we were going to start doing this last week.
Thank you.
This will be the last thing. Mark, what's your recommendation for the week?
Oh shit. Oh dude, easy. I just finished this game yesterday. It's called Kuon, and it's by From Software, who made Dark Souls, Demon Souls, the Souls series, Sekiro, Bloodborne, all that. So this is before they got super big with their Souls series. This is a horror game set in 830 AD Japan. So it's got onmyoji shit, it's got demon shit. It's sick, it's awesome, it's cool. It's got, if you listen to the English stuff, it's got really bad pronunciation. But the game is really cool. It's really hard to get a hold of. But it's called Kuon. So check it out. That's my recommendation for this week. Nice. Or you can just watch my playthrough of it on YouTube. coming soon.
Nice plug. My recommendation for the week is wear your fucking masks. That's gonna do it for us, guys. Thank you so much for checking out tonight's episode. We appreciate you. We love you. We'll catch you next week. Goodbye.
See ya.